Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Rob Booker. Yesterday we talked about focus, and I want to continue that conversation today. And then tomorrow we're going to get back into the hardcore trading systems conversation, which I know some of you love. And we're going to announce the winners of the naming contest for the Pi Pivots robots. So if you want to go back to that video, I will link to that video below. It's video number 2 on Pi Pivots. And I need some funny names. I need the names to be funny. So you can even be dismissive and critical. Even vulgar. Anyway, today I want to talk about this idea of focus. So yesterday we launched the Focus Project, which if you have not read about that, the link is below. And it's all about choosing a focus for 3 days and spending just a moment every day for 3 days on that focus. And so, for example, I might say that I want to be a better husband, and when I get the text message or the email reminder from the Focus Project, once again, link below, when I get that message, it's a reminder to spend a quiet moment thinking about my spleen. No, thinking about what's most important in my life. And today what I want to do is add to that discussion, and I want to talk about the concept of habit stacking, which is right up here, and focus. So, for example, let's say you have a focus of, let's say your focus is going to be on, say, your favorite discretionary system. Let's say you're trading the Tomahawk trading system together with me and CP and Jason and the rest of the TFL 365 crew. And for 3 days, you want to make your focus perfect Tomahawk entries. Like, you want to do a really good job of getting those entries. And so you get this text message reminder, and it's a reminder to spend a quiet moment in reflection, thinking about the fact that you want to do a great job with this trading system. And it's weird, but it works, that when you spend that quiet moment and you say, all right, I'm trying to get better at the entries on that trading system, then you're going to naturally start to ask yourself questions like, well, what is it that I should do right now? What is it that I can do right now to do a better job? What's a list of things that I can do what's a step I can take right now to do a better job at that? And that's where habit stacking comes into play. I recently read the book Atomic Habits, which is fantastic, and I will link to that below as well. And inside that book, Atomic Habits, there's this conversation about habit stacking. And habit stacking is, so it's like when X happens, and then there's a list of things that you do. For example, if I chose the Tomahawk strategy as an example of what I wanted to do great at, I could say, when I wake up, let's just say wake up, because that happens every day, at least for most of us. If you're not waking up every day, then there's a problem. When I wake up, I go to kitchen, make coffee, and you get real specific about this set of things, and then I set computer on the table, and then I open my list of charts, and then I go through them one by one, and if there's an entry, I take it or enter the limit order or the stop order to get into the trade. And that is a set of habits or a routine that you could get into on a daily basis to actually implement something like this. And what it does is it takes something that you do every day, a cue, a catalyst, like waking up, or when I walk in the office every day, or whatever the cue is, something that ordinarily happens. And then you do something else that might be a brand new habit that's going to get you where you want to be. So if you want to make more money with your trading, it's about having good habits. If you want to have a better relationship, it's about having good habits. It's not about sort of learning a magical strategy, because there is no magical strategy, first of all, except No, there is no magical strategy, first of all. And then second of all, whatever strategy you're implementing, there should be good habits associated with it. Because, for example, let's say that you then say, well, now we can get more habits involved. When X happens, and then there's another list of things. So somebody wrote me on Twitter and said, hey, Rob, I have a really big loss on oil. What should I do about that trade? So what I said to this fellow, God bless his soul, is when you reach a loss of a certain level, step one, I close part of the trade. Step two, I set a stop on the rest of it. You develop a routine for dealing with something that all of us deal with, that we all get the cue, we all get the catalyst, we all have that experience where it's like, oop, I reached a loss of a certain level. But then what most people lack, especially in the world of trading, is some kind of routine that follows after that. And so what most of us are doing is walking around Earth implementing habits that are just basically automatic responses to cues that happen in our life. Oh, I just ate dinner, I'm going to smoke a cigarette. Or, oh, I just woke up, I'm going to scratch my bottom. Or whatever it is, it's mostly automatic. Most of us are so automatic in the way that we do things that we brush our teeth in the same way, we wash our hands in the same way, we even dry ourselves off after getting out of the shower in exactly the same way, and we don't even think about it. And this whole concept that I started yesterday with focus is about stopping yourself and thinking, all right, what is it that's most important in my life? And then comparing to that to what is it that I'm just doing automatically right now? What am I just walking around doing? And it makes you stop and think like, oh my gosh, I got this reminder that my family's the most important thing to me, or the tomahawk strategy right now, I want to get really good at that. And it reminds you that whatever you're doing right now isn't that most important thing, and you should maybe shift some focus to that. Or develop a set of steps that you take every single day that help you develop that habit. And then after you finish that, after you do that routine 10, 20, or 30 times, you actually, it will just be habitual and it will be automatic for you. So imagine if your life, so here you are, a good looking stick figure. Imagine, so what most people's life right now is, I'm having these thoughts automatically, and it's just chaos. It's just total chaos. Like, there's just a ton of cues and responses that we don't even think about. And it's just happening automatically. And it's this endless cycle of something happened, automatic response, something happened, automatic response. And what the new you can have is a set of cues and then thoughtful, habitual responses. Now I'm just going to take another minute here and say, imagine if your life was such that every single day, based on a cue, like waking up or stepping into your office, or the clock strikes 8 p.m. Imagine if your life was like, then you implemented a series of habits or steps or routines that led to successful trading. Imagine if you did that, and imagine if a year from now you had that routine set up. So recently I did that with my robotic trading. Recently I did that with the live trading that I do at 1 p.m. On 8 different financial instruments, and I have a set routine and a set strategy, and that's what got me over all of the goals that I had set for those trading accounts. Is I had a routine, and at 1 p.m., boom, I started up the webinar, I did the live trading, and I followed a series of steps and habits, as opposed to just opening up the charts, cycling through, remembering that I had one system. I had a series of steps that I would take. And imagine, even take it one step further, imagine if your life was such that the next time somebody sets you off with something that they say, or an accusation that they make, or a snide remark that they do, or they cut you off in the middle of the road, that your response is no longer automatic and habitual and negative, but that you've built some kind of routine or system of dealing with that. So someone says something to you that usually sets you off, and instead of you falling down the rabbit hole of negativity in your mind, you say, oh, first thing that I'm going to do is And then you go through a list of positive responses to that help you get more of what you want. If your life is filled with habit stacks that you've decided on, you're going to accomplish more in 2019 or whatever year it is. You're going to accomplish more than you've ever done before. And remember, we're already, all of us, just acting automatically anyway. We're already doing it, but we're not doing it thoughtfully. So the idea here behind the Focus Project is to be more thoughtful about what we're thinking about. And then once we decide what is most important to think about, we then put a structure in place to actually do something every day in a sequential order that produces more of a desired result over time. And all of that stuff compounded together doesn't make a really big difference each day. But when you stack all those days one after the other, it becomes a really, really significant result. I'm so happy that you're here. You can get the link to the Focus Project below this video or somewhere on this page if you're watching it on a page. And I am so grateful to be with you. We'll be back tomorrow with more hardcore chart action and trading stuff and maybe another look at those Pi pivots with a final name for that upcoming Pi pivots robot. I'm Rob Booker. Have the best day ever.